Hi everyone, Dominic Esposito, your drill instructor. Welcome to the clinic. Yes, it's a little early. I've got something that's happening later on and I don't want to miss tonight. I really didn't have time to do pre-recorded, which is fine. I just am in the mood. I wanted to get with everybody right now. Hope you're all having a great day and your year is off to a great start. January was good to you. Let's thank our sponsors for Diamond Billiard Products for the most amazing #1 pool table in the world. We've got Perimeter Lighting. Listen, if you got a pool table, get your pool hall, call Tony, tell him the drill instructor, hey, you got to get some good glasses. Those of you reading glasses, Dr. Harrison, he takes good care of making sure my eyes are right so I can tell you he's the right guy. You know the rule. It's #1. I use it, I would use it, or I'm going to tell you why it's probably not that good of an investment for you to make. Okay, so I thought last week was going to be the end of it. The first week I did a class about English, okay. Then the second week, hey, okay. And then last week, oh my gosh, how much more can I teach about English? Well, there really still is a lot more, but would you believe it? I got mail. Hey, Sarge, can you tell us what is the general principle rules for reverse English? Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into some reverse English shots, and there's quite a few of them. So let me just get through showing them to you. Make some notes, or of course you can go through the lesson several times. Welcome to the Parker Room. Welcome to the studio here. Love my backyard. I get to look at this every day. Isn't that amazing? And it's good. Okay, let's get into some reverse English. So far for everybody who's missed it, I've taught you the tip kick system, and I was teaching you process of making sure you can apply English. For those of you who are just joining now for the first time, well, if you are a really first timer, welcome. I'm Dominic Esposito, and I'm thrilled to be with you teaching you. I'm over here grabbing a supply that I want to make sure I pull out. So over the past few weeks, a bunch of you, thank you, you've gone ahead and you picked up, this is the Pro English Trainer, okay? So I'm going to make sure you understand why this is a tool you should consider. This is not a novelty. This is a real pro-level training tool I created. So the clearance of the cue ball when it comes through the middle is about a 32nd of an inch on each side. So in other words, it'll clear it without touching it, but it's got such a snug fit inside of it, which is very important. So what you're reading here, these are the digitally precision placements of precisely what is 1, 2, 3 tips of English and precise center ball on a 2 1/4 inch legal pool ball, okay? So it's very important that you have that. And as you see this, looking through where the center of the tip of your stick goes directly through the actual number. So like, for example, that would be 1 tip of English right there, applied. You could see that. That would be 1 1/2. That would be 2. And then that would be 2 1/2. That's 3. And that's miscue. Anything over 3 tips will miscue, except for 2 other variables. Number 1, you didn't chalk your stick correctly for 3 tips of English because that tip needs to grip. So you need to pack it on. Don't be worrying about blowing anything off. Pack it thick. And if you really want to pack chalk thick, I've got one down here. Let me get this one for you. I know some of you are going to go, he's going to teach me how to chalk. No, I'm not trying to insult you, but what I'm trying to say to you is, you know the difference between how to pack chalk or not. If you're going to pack the chalk, always go from the outside to the middle. That will pack it thick. You know, all this just rubbing, touching, all that, digging a hole out of the chalk, all that. All you're doing is just brushing the surface of a layer of the chalk off every time. You're not getting more chalk. That's just you can't help yourself. You can't stop. Okay, so I'm trying to make the point about why I'm giving you the first instruction. The other thing you could do is make sure you look and see if you've colored across the edges. Make sure they're fully colored. Okay, so anyway, first reason you screw up is you didn't chalk it correctly. Second reason you miscue is your bridge is wrong. Yeah, most of the time I see players, they don't put 3 tips of English. They're scared to death to. Number one, it looks scary. Number two, if you're an open bridge user, you can easily miscue on 3 tips. So I really encourage you to close your bridge. Get a lockdown bridge, close it. And remember, a good closed bridge is always contact at 3 points. Exactly. You've got this inside of the finger, you got the inside of this finger, but you also, and most of you, I see you forget this, the inside of this portion of the hand right here, okay? In the martial arts, we call that the tiger mouth because you might jam up the nose or the throat, something like that. But the inside of the cue needs to be inside and against that. So whether you're using a slider like me, or you wear a glove instead of using a slider, or if you don't, but when that hand is in here, you see how that bridge is? That's wrong. Turn that in and get that shaft running inside of that portion of the hand in order to get 3 firm, full points of contact. But for 3 tips of English, you really need to lock that thing in because you want to knock the density of this up to its highest possible in order to eliminate vibration as much as possible. So you don't want this thing whipping off to the side any more than it already will. So I'm going to recommend 3 tips of English. You want to be able to get down here and lock that bridge, lock it. Even if you don't use a closed, then use a rail closed bridge, which is side of the thumb and 2 fingers over the top. Once again, look, 1, 2, 3 points of contact. A solid bridge is 3. So on the rail, this is a closed bridge. If you use this, you're going to have to jack up, which is why you don't want to use that kind of a rail bridge unless you're intentionally jacking up. And then go ahead and take this thing. And when you come through the ball with 3 full tips, go through the ball at 3 full tips securely. Go straight through it. Don't try to help it. Don't try to baby it. Okay, so with that fundamental stuff covered, also, it's kind of a crush-proof box, so it's not going to crack in your case. And the drill book with all the drills that come in here, it's going to keep you super busy. The book is so that it fits in the box nice and easy, and you don't mess these up, okay? So, all right, that said, let me show you some shots. Take some notes, okay, because this is really cool stuff. Let me just maybe get a few cue balls out, maybe a couple of playing balls. We'll see what I need. There we go. Okay, first thing I want to show you in reverse. Now, what I'm going to do is not in any particular order, so just kind of catch on. This is all about just reverse English, okay? A lot of these are memory shots. You just need to memorize this, okay, folks? Just memorize this. So let's just start from, what if you're jammed in the corner pocket, or you could be anywhere within this vicinity, but specifically, now you're jammed in the pocket. You can't make a straight down the rail shot or for whatever the reason. From inside the jaw of the pocket, if you use 1 tip of inside English, you will bring that cue ball from 1 diamond, you will bring that cue ball straight back to the corner pocket. If you go starting from the 2nd diamond with 2 tips of English, okay? Now, there's 2 ways you need to learn this. Sometimes when you want to reverse the English, you need to help it. So that's what I like to call helping reverse English. And all you need to do is add 30 degrees to your cue stick. And I'm going to show you that as we go. So if I needed to hit this cluster of balls here, and I'm jammed in the jaw here, I could aim at the 2nd diamond, and I can jack up with my 30 degrees, 2 tips of bottom, 2 tips of left. Okay, from there, shoot into that, come straight across, you can hit those and bust those up, okay? If you don't have the ability to jack up or you don't want to jack up, then just bring it in a half to a quarter of a diamond, depending on how much speed you're using. If I'm going to use one tip of English, I'm coming in a half a diamond right from there. Watch what's going to happen. See? Straight across. So, on your table, test it. Go to 2 diamonds, the same 2 tips of English, and slow speed. Look what happens when you come across. Just misses it. So, it doesn't hold the reverse spin, which is why I already knew that. I add the extra 30 degrees of help. And I use it that way, and then it's going to bust it up for me. Now, if you had to go to the side pocket, still in the jaw, at this time, go to the 3rd diamond. So, 1 diamond at 1 tip, it comes right back. 2 diamonds with 2 tips jacked up, it's coming straight across. Not jacked up, it's going to go to 2.5 diamonds. Now, you can go to 3 diamonds. Let's do this one right here so you get the feel for it. We go to 3 diamonds. Now watch what's going to happen. If I come in to 3 full tips of English here, straight at that diamond, you see how it skips up on me? You see where I am here? So I need to correct that. The way I want to correct that is I want to come across and hit it. I know that 2 diamonds come straight across, and I know that 2.5 diamonds, watch what's going to happen. 30 degrees, 2 tips, 2 tips at bottom, 2 tips to the side, hit it, coming across. I'm breaking it up. So 2.5 comes across to 3. And then 3 comes across to 4. I told you take notes, okay? So, because there's a whole bunch of these shots. You just need to know them. This is the difference between becoming a good shot maker or becoming a great pool player. Great pool players are also smart. That's why they could be 75, 85, 90 years old and still beat you, because they're thinking smarter than you. Okay, so from the same corner, I need to get into these balls right here. Aim at the 3rd diamond. Now, 3 tips of English isn't going to help you, so watch what it does. 3 full tips of English here, hits the 3rd, and it comes into right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With 3 tips of English to 3 diamonds, I'm going to 5. But if I add the 30-degree jack straight to it, and then same 2 tips of English, 2 and 2, just come right straight back across. Ooh, that was a good one. That one really bit. I think I might have hit it short. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. Close enough. Okay, so that's what you need to go 4 diamonds, you go to 3. So the rule is you jack up 30 degrees, it enhances, it helps the reverse English on the extremes. Anyway, there's this, and then if you had to get down here to the other end of the table, and once again, you're jacked up and you're caught in the jaw, you're in trouble. Remember, the 1st diamond comes back to the pocket. The 2nd diamond comes across. 2.5 diamonds comes up 1. 3 diamonds comes to the pocket. Go to 5 diamonds right here. Skip the center. Go to 5. And you aim at this with jack it up 30 degrees and add the same 2 tips at bottom and 2 tips inside. Here we go. And there you have it. And you should be able to make those happen, okay? So that's how that's going to work. Now, let's look at another set of reverse English clips, okay? So this lesson might go a little bit longer because it's today. Who knows? And maybe we'll start doing something like this. Maybe I need to start doing a second clinic during the week, and we'll do different types of teaching things. Okay, so here we go. Let me show you a few more. So from the 1st diamond, if you were to aim for me right here at this diamond, let's go with that. I'm going to take the Pro English trainer out. Listen, you got to get yourself a Pro English trainer, gang. It does 5 critical things. Number one, it teaches you to stay down on your shot and follow through correctly and learn the exact compensation of deflection on your playing shaft. That alone right there should make you run for one. Okay? Teaches you complete follow through, but it teaches you to see center ball, which 9 out of 10 players can't see the center of the cue ball at center. That's why you're missing easy shots. You're going, how did I miss that? Well, because you're already off a quarter of a tip, and then you tried to add a tip, and now you're at a tip and a quarter, and that wasn't set for the compensation you thought you needed, and then you miss. So the Pro English trainer is going to teach you precise tips of English, and that's so important because you need to, first of all, learn how to see center ball, which it'll teach you to see perfect center ball, and then you need to be able to apply tips of English accurately. So this is not a joke. It's not a novelty. It's a real training tool, and that's all you got to do. So that said, from this position here, I've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to kind of make this quick because I got a lot of shots to show you. If I aim at that diamond number 1, and I aim with this cue ball with 1 tip inside. Now, you know what inside English is, right, everybody? And for you beginners, if I'm walking by the table this way and I lean against the table and I roll off the table like that, that's like what running English does, okay? It just goes right along with the direction of the cloth that it's coming off of. See how the ball's spinning this way? It's just coming off that same direction, and it smoothly just glides off. Reversing is creating all kinds of friction issues and dampening issues. It's closing angle issues. So there's a lot going on with reverse. But 1 tip, 1 diamond, 1 tip, aim at that ball, corner pocket. 2 diamonds, 2 tips of English. Aim at that first diamond, corner pocket. 3 tips of English. Aim at that with 3 tips of English. And right here you go, 3 tips of English. Just aim at that, and that ball's coming straight back down to that side of the table, and it's going to knock in the hole, whatever it is you're trying to shoot at, okay? So those are memory shots. Just lock those into your head so you get them, because there's going to be no time to go listening to the video when you're in the middle of a match because you don't remember what I told you to do. I was just looking for another piece of chalk. Here we go. So now that's 1, 2, 3 tips of English. Let's look at a couple of other things you need to learn for reverse English. Once again, these are memory things. So if I'm here at this diamond and I need to break up this cluster here so that I could run out, and my opponent has safed me with a ball like right there. Okay, so I mean, I'm in a position where I can't kick at it. You get it, okay? So just learn this shot. Don't look at it, oh, well, here's what I would do. No, you don't. You have to do this. And the only way you're going to do this is you got balls around the table that are blocking you. You have no choice. You have to shoot up table. So if I were going to shoot up table from here, okay, I'm aiming at that diamond right there. I take the shot. Look where I'm at. Right there. So from here, from this diamond, you want to come back? I told you to tell you first. You need to remember the tip kick system measurement. The length of the table, you use half the value of your English. Okay? Half the value. So if I were to use 1 tip of English, okay, that was 2 tips of English. I shoot at this with 1 tip of English, and then should come back. Oh, I put 2 tips on that again. Okay, there's 2 tips of English. Let's just go with 1 tip of English, Dominic. There we go, 1 tip of English. That looks perfect. And it should come right back. Boom, broke those up. So you can see what's going on here, okay? Half, 1, 1.5. If the cue ball were here, you count half, 1, 1.5, 2. What if you had to break up this cluster and it was here? Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. So as you're counting this measurement, each time, look what you're going to do with your Pro English trainer. You're going to make sure you have precise tips of English. But if I'm in this corner here and I aim at that first diamond, watch this, and I apply 3 tips of English. Watch what happens. See it? Perfect. Half, 1, 1.5. So what you probably don't remember, I've taught you before, anytime you're going to apply 3 tips of English, you have to use the 50% rule. Yeah, because the 50% rule is what is always going to have the different impact if you can't make it naturally happen. Same way I jack up 30 degrees, that's like adding the extra. So from in the pocket, if I go half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. 2.5. Well, I need more than 2.5 because if I aim at that diamond, but if I aim at that diamond with 3 tips of English and I jack up my 30%, here we go. See how I could create that? See how what I can do? That extra jack up is going to make all the difference in the world. I could bring it down every time. So, okay, so if I were here and I needed to hit that, half, 1, 1.5 would catch that. If I needed to hit this here, half, 1 tip. Okay, and all of these are shooting at this diamond. You say, well, okay, is that the only shot you're going to teach me? No, I'm teaching you the principle of measurement. Because if you were going to shoot into this diamond and you needed this cue ball to come back here, then half, 1. You measure it from wherever you're at. If you had to hit this here and you were down here, count it. Half, 1, 1.5, 2. I can already see I'm at 2 on the line. So if from this position here, just using my math, I'm going to aim up there and I got to go 2. So there it is, 1, 2. 2 tips of English. Here I go. Boom. And I hit it. How did that happen? Come on, I already taught you. Pay attention. Remember when I had the ball here? I wanted to break that up. I shoot at the first diamond. What did I need? Half, 1. I needed 1, right? So I needed 1 tip of English in order to be able to come straight back to this position here and bust these up. Well, you say, well, Dom, I'm getting confused with why you counted so many. Here's why. When you use the tip kick system naturally, remember, if I'm on this side of the table, 1 tip of English, shoots, comes across, 2 tips of English, 3 tips of English, comes across, right? Okay. The table is twice as long, which means the 1 tip of English is only going to have half the value. So from here, that same 1 tip of English, since I have twice the table to go to, it's not going to just come to this spot the same way 1 tip of English here would come to this spot. No, I'm going to come down table and I'm going to come to 1 tip, but look at the rest of the shot. It's in the hole. So half, 1, that's why I'm counting that way, so you remember that. Wherever the ball is, that's 0. Half, 1, 1.5. So from here, if I just go ahead and click 1.5 and shoot straight up table, then I should see that ball coming for me down here. If I want to hit this cluster, half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. I'm shooting straight ahead with 3 full tips of English. Yeah, probably need some chalk sooner or later, gang. Sorry about that. A few times I should use my Kamui chalk. Okay, 3 tips of English. Here goes. See? There it is. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. So now that I taught you the fundamental of remembering that measurement, now when you use it for reverse English, you memorize the account adjustment. So when you're here I am, half, 1, 1.5. It's coming straight back from 1.5. Go to 2. Will it make it at 2? Will it make it at 2.5? It'll make it at 2.5. But this time I'm reversing it. What do I know with reverse? I know that 1 tip of English brings me back 2 diamonds. 1 tip. So half a tip, 1 tip, 1.5 tips, 2 tips. 2 tips of reverse should do it. You say, well, how do you know? Say, because from this diamond here to this diamond here, these balls are right in the way. So I should be able to aim at that diamond now with 2 tips of English. 1, 2. Let's see what happens. Well, that was strong. So I probably was at more. Let's do it again. 2 tips of English. Ooh, hit it coming back. Hey, I can work with that. No, that was not the intention. You know that. So you need to continue to work with these measurements over and over again. Okay? Oh, by the way, cross table, same thing. If you're here in the side pocket, so remember from here, I needed 1 tip and it came back 1. Well, of course, I expect that with 1 tip of English here, I should get that ball to come right back to the pocket. With 2 tips of English here, I'm going to get the same thing that happened here. So you learn the measurement. If I had to hit 1 diamond, if I had to hit 2, or I had to hit 3, and then in order to hit 3, I'm going to use my 30-degree jack-up rule. And this is how you apply all the reverse English shots. Now, the rest of you know some of what happens with reverse English as well. For example, if you have a rail shot, you need to hit this. And you're going to put it in the hole with outside English or inside English. Inside English would be the same as using the reverse. Because what happens when you shoot this inside, I'm going to use that same ball so you can see it. When this ball comes in with inside, it throws this ball outside because remember, the balls turn like gears. Okay? Now, as this is turning and it turns this ball inside, the point of what happens here is this comes in off the first shim and it's already turning itself inward. You see that? Inward. So somebody I met some time back, he said they call that going in English. Gone in English. G-O-I-N-G-I-N. Going in. It's gone in English. And that simply means it's going to hit this rail and turn itself in. That's why we prefer to use inside English on rail shots, because it gives a more natural roll to the object ball. It doesn't necessarily mean it's always how you shoot it, but you'll need to. So, okay, gang, you're anywhere on the table for homework, take the cue ball and just put it anywhere. Just stick it there and go, okay, I got to hit those down there. What's my extreme English? Well, figure it out. From here, you knew from the corner that you got 2 diamonds shooting across. You got 3 diamonds when you went 2.5. So, and you went 3 full diamonds to get 4. And then, where did you go? Well, if I had to go 2.5 to get to 3, why wouldn't I want to go 3.5 to get the 5. Why wouldn't I? I want to get from this pocket here to this ball here. So what I'm going to do is, if 3 gets me 5, 2.5 got me 3. Why can't 3.5, excuse me, I meant to say 3 got me 4. Why can't 3.5 get me 5? I don't know. Let's just take a look at it and see what happens. So from here, I'm going to go at the half a diamond mark, 2 tips to the bottom, 2 tips inside, shoot, boom. Okay. So you see what I just figured out? From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diamonds. Oh, 5 diamonds. I just went from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what did I need? I needed 3.5. So from here, I can go 1, 2, 3.5. There's 3.5. Why would that 3.5 be any different than this 3.5? So let's come on down. Let's get in a position, jack it up. Let's add the helping. Hey, you're not getting ball in hand. Isn't that what matters? Mostly. But the angle worked. I caught it. I probably was out a little far, which is why 3.5 came in a little long. But I would consider that. Like, for example, when I'm practicing, a full diamond into the table brings me back 1/4 of a diamond. All right, I'm going to show you how I figure stuff out at least once. Let's do this one. So let's bring it in a full 1/4 diamond. There's my 30 degrees, jacked up, 2 and 2. Okay, still close. Let's bring it into 2. So when I'm in a full diamond, I back off 1, and that's probably going to be my adjustment. Thanks, Dom. Hello. It's perfect. This is how you learn it. So, appreciate the questions on reverse helping, reverse English, and those fundamental positions I just showed you. So now you've got the length of the table, you've got the width of the table, you've got hard extreme shots. Remember, just use the helping elevation. And anytime you elevate, remember to accentuate the same thing with using 2 tips of bottom, 2 tips inside, as opposed to just 2 tips inside from the center line. So you're going to jack it up, and that way you're shooting down through the position of the ball that it's going to take the rail on. All right, listen, gang, this was just an extra bonus because I knew this was going to be special. Lots of shots to cover, reverse English, inside English, and it helps in so many ways with so many shots. You know that. Especially if you're trying to help cheat a pocket, if you're trying to open a pocket. There are so many ways that this is done. And you all know, if you go to DITV, I have lots of classes like this on DITV, where I just really get into a lot of grit and grime about what is happening and how. So get on DITV, join. I'll tell you what, I can't insist enough for you to get this Pro English trainer. Okay, this is a really big deal. So here's what we're going to do. Get the Pro English trainer. I'm automatically going to throw in a bonus gift with this. And I don't know what I'm going to wind up putting in. I might put in a power brake ring, or I might put in one of my sliders. Like where that box works so good, it's so strong. I might put in some sliders for those of you who may not use that. I'll throw something extra in the box, I can tell you that. But more than anything, I need you guys to think about, ladies and gentlemen, these are tools that help you play better. I got to get going. I love you. Aim straight, shoot straight, split the pockets. That's the drill instructor way. And I think this is going to conclude English. Any more English questions? I'll probably call you personally and answer you. and we'll take it from there, because I've got several requests for a lot of other new stuff that you would like to see, and I want to get through that. Those of you who want to get down here, get some one-on-one with me here, we can arrange that, and I can promise you it'll be something like you've never done before. Get yourself a pro English trainer. I love you guys. Thanks. God bless you. Bye-bye.